Hi my buzzy bees, and welcome in to another video. Today I decided to properly test the battery life on my Kobo Libra Color. I wanted to see how it actually performs with real reading habits. So I read an entire book for 6 to 10 hours at full brightness, turning the device off between sessions and just using it how I normally would. And honestly, some of these results surprised me. Here's how I tested it. I kept the brightness at 100% the entire time, which is definitely not how most people read, but I wanted to push the battery a bit to see how it handled it. I read across multiple days, doing a mix of shorter and longer reading sessions, and I powered the Kobo off in between just like I normally do. And I tracked the battery percentage throughout the whole experience. Let's go through how it actually performed. On day 1, I started with 94%, and after about 20 minutes of reading, it dropped to 93%. So right away, the battery drain was really minimal. On day 2, I noticed something interesting. Even though the device was powered off overnight, the battery dropped from 93 to 90, so about 3% loss just sitting there. Then I read for about an hour and it went down to 87. So this is where I started noticing the standby drain might be a small factor. Day 3 was probably the most inconsistent day. I started at 86, read for an hour, and it dropped to 84, which felt pretty normal to the previous days. But then a few hours later, when I picked it back up, the battery was suddenly at 73. So there was a bigger drop there that I didn't fully track during a reading session, and that was probably the most unexpected moment in the whole test. So I'm a little bit sad that I recorded the beginning of that session of 73%, but not the end of it. Going on to day 4, things went back to being very stable. I started at 69, read for an hour, and it only dropped to 68. So again, really efficient battery use during active reading. Day 5 was actually kind of wild in the opposite direction. I started the morning at 55 and did a few short reading sessions throughout the day, about 90 minutes each, and by the end of the night it was still at 55, so basically no noticeable drain at all. Then on day 6, I started at 45%, so it did drain 5% overnight. I read for about 30 minutes in the morning, turned it off, and then later that night I read for another 40 minutes and finished the book, ending at 44%. So even at a lower battery level, the drain stayed really minimal. So overall, here's what I took away from this. During actual reading, the Kobo Libra is really efficient even at full brightness. Most of the time, I was only losing about 1 to 3% per hour, sometimes even less, which is honestly okay. The main thing I noticed was a bit of a standby drain when the device was powered off, usually a few percent overnight. And then that one larger drop on day 3, which might have just been a background process or something I didn't catch because I forgot to record. But aside from that, the battery felt really consistent and reliable. So if you're wondering whether the Kobo Libra battery holds up, I would say it does. I am a Kindle user. You can see my previous video. What side is it? Here. You can see my previous video here, and I will link it in the description below if you want to check it out, where I compared the Kobo and the Kindle. Ultimately, I did make my switch to Kobo, and I am happy with that switch. I will say, however, the Kindle did make me feel like I could go to war for a few years and not charge it and come back, and it would still be alive. I can't actually prove that because I don't have it anymore, and I didn't do an experiment like I did with this one. I have seen online though that the color on these are a significant reason to why the battery drains a little bit more than the black and white ones. So if you still want to do the Kobo, Kindle to Kobo switch, and you're okay with the black and white, that might be the switch for you. But overall, even with full brightness and real everyday use, it lasted through the entire book over multiple days without any stress, And if you are someone who reads at lower brightness or just needs more casual reading, you could probably go a long time without needing to charge. If you would like me to test this again, I am traveling soon. I would love to test it again where I don't put it in power off mode, maybe just a sleep mode, and just see how long it lasts, like maybe without connected to Wi-Fi and putting it on airplane mode, or any of those ideas. Just leave them in the comments below. What settings you would like me to try. If you like videos like this, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn your notification bells on. I will be making vlogging videos. In fact, the book that I was reading while doing this experiment is in a reading vlog that I am currently editing. So if you would like to see that, make sure you have your notifications on so that you know when the next time I upload is. And I'll buzz with you all later. Bye!